Will play 21.
Hello, welcome to Match of the Day. We're featuring 8 sides on the road to, well, we don't really know yet, but whether it's Wembley or Cardiff, the cup final is just 3 wins away. No grounds for concern with Lee Dixon and Gavin Peacock in the studio, and this year's 5th round draw has thrown up some intriguing ties and one absolute belter.
Number 5.
Liverpool.
Liverpool have had their fair share of drama in the cup this year.
For our home to
Number 16.
I don't believe it. Manchester United.
No, this wasn't Gary Neville's reaction to the draw. A month after that Old Trafford defeat, Liverpool look for revenge in front of a packed Anfield. They haven't beaten their rivals in the cup for 85 years.
Number 7.
Bolton Wanderers.
There's another all-Premiership tie as well. Big Sam's men knocked out the holders in the last round.
Play number 13.
West Ham United.
The Hammers are having a fantastic season and go to the Reebok, having won 7 matches on the trot.
Number 15.
Charlton Athletic.
Alan Kirbishley's side have already come through 2 games against lower league opposition.
Will play Brentford.
In this London derby, Martin Allen's Bees have their eye on another Premiership sting.
Number 2.
Newcastle United.
Could Alan Shearer's career end with a fairy tale cup final appearance on May the 13th?
Number 6.
Southampton.
Or will the club where Shearer began his career spoil any hopes of that and give the 2003 finalists something to smile about? 4 further ties will be played on Sunday, but 4 for you now, starting with Premiership Charlton against Brentford of League One. A trip to Griffin Park was Mrs. Kirbishley's Valentine's Day present from her man, and she doesn't even like football that much. Let's see if the result was more to her liking. Commentary from Jonathan Pearce.
A man who knows a good TV drama in the making. Greg Dyke, former Director General of the BBC, is Brentford chairman these days, predicting a draw here. Into the valley come the lowest placed team left in the FA Cup. Brentford lie 3rd in League One, 35 places below Charlton, who've only progressed beyond round 5 once in 12 years and have crashed out to lower league opposition 3 times in the last 4 seasons. Alan Kirbishley makes 3 changes. Perry and Powell replace Spector and El Karkouri. Bothroyd, who scored the last-minute winner in round 4 against Leyton Orient, comes in for the cup-tied Marcus Bent, who misses out against one of his old clubs. Martin Allen, whose dad Dennis played for Charlton, makes 1 change from the midweek win over Southend. Lloyd Owusu has recovered from a back problem, and with the hero of the round 4 win over Sunderland, DJ Campbell, now at Birmingham, will carry the goal-scoring burden with Gale, who was a 19-year-old at the club when they last reached the quarter-finals in 1989. The luckiest of Brentford's 5,500 fans here for the club's big day out. Season ticket holder Chris Swatton won a draw to become part of the coaching team in the dugout for today.
We start off with our visitors, Brentford.
And a tussle between Perry and Gale, who were semi-finalists for Wimbledon against Chelsea in '97. And this is Thomas. And such a good season last season, Thomas. And a little bit more difficult this time around, but he's only 22. Ryderson. And again. On by Kishashev, and a chance here for Charlton because he's onside, and Bent scores! And Charlton have taken less than 3 minutes to find the lead. The clearance away to the halfway line. Beautiful flick on by Kishashev. Darren Bent clearly onside, and that's the sort of finishing we've come to expect from him. Another reminder to Sven-Göran Eriksson of his goal-scoring capability. He is the top English scorer in Premiership football, and that's his 3rd in 3 games. Bothroyd couldn't hold it up and he's fouled his man. It's a free kick to Brentford. Turner's free kick. Looks for Gale. The header on. Oh, now as Owusu impeded in the box. Ryderson thinks he dived. Gale won the first ball. And there didn't seem too much wrong with the defender's challenge, to be honest. Over the last 5 minutes, the crowd has been booing. There have been 1 or 2 incidents off the field of play. At the Jimmy Seed stand end of the ground, that's the Brentford end of the Valley home of Charlton. There's Bothroyd and Newman. Owusu. Young. Well, he's pushed it away from Gale, but he gave Mirror, his goalkeeper, a bit of a chase. Alan Kirby's side in a good run at the moment. Unbeaten in 5 games here in all competitions. But they're under pressure. Owusu with a header. Chance for Brentford, and they won't get many. Pratley saw the possibility, whipped it in, and he tried to steer it beyond Mura. Martin Allen trying to steer Brentford to the quarter-finals for the first time since they lost against Liverpool in 1989. In from Perry, looking for Ryderson's header on. Turner stretched. Hughes was in there and was fouled. Newman protesting his innocence. Hughes was in there, bustling away, and that's the foul. Newman just caught him. Bothroyd is the most obvious player to have a smack here. It's Bothroyd, and that's 2! And that is a giant step for Charlton Athletic towards the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. There was a massive gap there. It veered away sharply. Did it deflect off Turner at the end of the wall? That would be a hard, hard blow for the former Charlton player. And the current Charlton manager will go in at half-time with a 2-goal buffer. Forward by Hughes. Bothroyd, fouled by Frampton. Thomas with the free kick. Rather flat the delivery. Oh, that's a good header on by Perry. He crept in unnoticed there. Nelson did well to handle it at the second attempt. Perry sneaked in between the markers. It was a powerful header. Frampton straight to Hughes. And Hughes in again. Turner was the stronger though. And Brooker picks up the running. And this is Owusu. Wide of Powell, good driving run, and did Myra get a touch? It's still in anyway. Tab has it. Pratley. Frampton. Tab. Away by Ryderson, unopposed. That was a good run by Owusu into the box. Tab. O'Connor. Hughes was back. Oh, he's made a present of it to Owusu, has he? The first chance Owusu has created really in the game. Drove wide of Powell, cut the shot back in, and Mura's hand pushed it away. The Brentford fans singing the name of Martin Allen, who's thoroughly enjoying himself, but not the scoreline. Thomas. Bad ball to Powell, and Tab was very quickly in. Hughes opens things up to Young. Now Darren Bent. Bothroyd in the middle, Smertin there as well. Here's Alexei Smertin. Luke Young. Scored against Liverpool in the win here recently. Steamed forward to pick up the touch off by Smertin, but he was leaning back. Martin Allen described today's adventure in his intriguing internet notes as a sort of military adventure. And he's just there sent forward an interesting character, Chris Swatton. What a lottery this week amongst Brentford season ticket holders to become part of the coaching team today. He paid 50 quid for his ticket. The lottery raised £3,000 for the club. Stayed with the team last night
Please welcome number 17.
and allowed to pass instructions out to player and fan alike, and thoroughly enjoying his big day. And that is so typical of Brentford to get the fans involved. Into Bartlett, his first touch. That's a good setup, this is Hughes, and that's a really lovely goal. And Charlton are through to the last 8 of the FA Cup. Bartlett, on as a substitute, flicked it through, and Hughes finished with aplomb. Good finish by Hughes. It's his 3rd goal of the season. Brentford had lots of bodies back. Thomas. Benter's found some space. And he's also found Young. Kishishev to Young. That's poor defending. Young. Should score more goals from the positions he gets himself into, Luke Young. Kishishev with a disguised pass, and Young was away from Frampton. Thomas with plenty of time for the cutesy step-overs, but he's given it away. And if Brentford score here, Alan Kirbishley will let Thomas know all about it tomorrow. This is Brooker finding O'Connor, and again Thomas hasn't tracked him. Owusu comes to Peters. It was a smart turn by the young forward. He's only 18 years of age. O'Connor's cross, header back by Owusu. And the shot on the half turn wide. Forward to Peters, who looks a live wire. Now Tab. Into the feet of Owusu. Brooker. Rankin, who's pulled out wide to the right. And was blocked by Powell. Did Rankin simply run into Powell here? Tab will take it. Soji forward. And we've seen he can be a danger in the air. And Charlton have all 11 back inside their own penalty area. Determined to keep the clean sheet. And Myra makes sure. Been a bright game, J-Tab. And Martin Allen will be cheered by the fact that Brentford, at 3-0 down on a Premiership ground, aren't lumping the ball, aren't humping the ball. They're trying to play football. And he'll find that encouraging. The game as a contest ended with that goal by Hughes for Charlton that made it 3-0. But it would be nice to see Brentford get one. Soje in there again, nearly comes to Tab. Will come in the end to Isaiah Rankin, and Brentford get one, and that is deserved. And some reward for a persistent display. Striker's goal, poacher's goal. Isaiah Rankin's 8th of the season. It won't save Brentford today, but it will give them some cheer. And he'll take that memory away. He's come to the game with his wife. She doesn't often travel to football matches. And apparently, she thinks every time she goes to football, she gets on match of the day. In comes the throw. Soche with a header. Now that's a Brentford corner kick. If they can score here now, there will be fireworks. Brooker with the corner. In goes Soche again. Pressurising mirror. That hit the woodwork. And hooked out wide. Oh, Owusu sees the chance go. Soche in there, hit the post. And wide by Owusu. What an explosive ending that would have given this game.
At half-time, I asked the players, are we going to crumble and fall over and go home battered? Or are we going to make a day of it and give our supporters something, give themselves something, and in the second half, they were fantastic.
When they scored, it was only like 6 or 7 minutes left, but you do look anxiously because you know how these games can turn, and their fans were great. The atmosphere here, they made it a first-class atmosphere.
Every step you have in a cup run like this, you're getting plaudits left, right and centre, you yourself.
Yeah, but it's the players that deserve it. You know, they're the ones that cross the white line. They're the ones that have to put themselves up for it. And it's okay being the jockey on the horse, but if the horse don't jump the fences, they kick the jockey off. And these boys, they're horses, as I say, they jump, and they jump high. They're very proud people, they're great people to work with. As for other situations that you're talking about, I just carry on doing my job, and I love it.
Well, we haven't heard the last of Martin Allen and the Brentford story, but when you're a League One side and you're going to Premiership, you give away a goal after 3, 4, 5 minutes. That is such a big mountain you're giving yourselves.
Well, that's right. And I thought that although Brentford gave a lot to the game, I thought Charlton were the better team. Possession, perhaps not much in it, but I think the difference on the day was the Premiership finishing. They've scored 9 goals now, I think, in this competition so far, Charlton. And right from early on, as you say, this is what you don't want if you're Brentford. But I thought today that Charlton did the ugly side of the game well. They scrapped and they were up for winning the 50-50s. Kishishev with a flick, no time early on in the game for getting the ball down. And Bent goes through and finishes it. And, he's been in excellent goal-scoring form. But look, he's under pressure, Kishishev. It's just a lob over the top. Bent does what he does very, very well, gets between defenders, and that's a cool finish because he lets it come down and he waits his chance. And the second goal, Bothroyd, free kick, similar area to when he scored against Orient in the last round. You could criticise the wall and the goalkeeper, but it's still a shot on target. And here, it's Hughes. I thought he had an excellent game, Hughes. I mean, Bartlett, here he's circled. Look at the ground he makes up here. Bartlett comes on the sub, first touches of the ball. What a substitution this is. Plays him in, good pace and a cool finish. I think he's got a great record of scoring in this competition. And there's Alan Kirbishley. Is it going to be their year? We always say about Charlton, they go out the cup early, and they haven't been in the quarterfinals, I don't think, since the year 2000. So maybe. They've had a good run as well, beating Sheffield Wednesday, Orient, and of course Brentford. So it's been kind to them. Don't know if it'll be so kind next time, though.
You're being very good because there was some defending there that could be picked up upon, isn't there?
Yeah, but I'd like to concentrate on the positive side of things. I think Darren Bent's run, I think the defenders perhaps going the wrong way, but he plays on the shoulder, and that's important for a striker. He's scoring goals as well.
OK, finally, if you took Mrs P to football on Valentine's night, how would that go down?
She wouldn't be too happy, would she? But Mrs Kirbishley, I think she's been in it long enough now to know the score.
Maybe she's having a cup final appearance. Maybe that's her treat. So to Anfield for Liverpool and Manchester United. Rio Ferdinand was out because of a hamstring injury, so Nemanja Vidic kept his place. Gary Neville returned to the side on his 31st birthday after missing the win at Portsmouth. Nothing would have kept him away from this one. Mark Lawrenson and John Motson are in the commentary box.
This is Ronaldo. He's coming in for some treatment early on. 4 goals in the last 2 games. Hippier. And you know who this is. Oh, he's taken a whack from Harry Kewell.
I don't think he's going to get a yellow. That, for the referee, that sets the standard then, doesn't it?
A little bit. Well, we've got somebody being restrained on the touchline here. It looks like Carlos Queiroz down there, who had to be pulled back by a couple of, by possibly the 4th official. Obviously some anger down there on the Manchester United bench. Free kick. Fletcher on Kewell. Kewell. My goodness, that was close, and Van der Sar forced to react, which he did.
Well, everything about it was outstanding, wasn't it? Outstanding delivery. Same applies to the header as well from Kewell. Couldn't put it anywhere else, and it's an amazing save from Van der Sar.
Here's Finnan straight from the corner. Back to Gerrard. Finnan again. Up goes Morientes. There's Crouch. Oh, and it's gone in. It's gone in for Liverpool. Peter Crouch comes back with a goal. And it's his first in 9 games. Well, would you believe it? It was pulled back, and then when the cross came in, Crouch with the darting header, and Van der Sar got a hand. It may have even touched the inside of the post, but it came back inside the goal line. Harmon. Morientes, Crouch. Little flick back from Morientes. Good block. Vidic, corner. Played short to Harry Kewell. Tackled by Giggs. Now then, what's that going to be? A free kick? Oh, and Van Nistelrooy squares up to Harry Kewell. And Howard Webb's a bit of sorting out to do here. The card's coming out. The card is coming out. Looks as though it may be yellow for Giggs for the initial tackle.
Yeah, I think tackle from behind is what the referee's saying.
But there was an incident just after that, and it was Kewell and Van Nistelrooy, and that's what he's trying to sort out now.
I think Van Nistelrooy was suggesting to Kewell that he went down extremely easily. Case of pot and kettle, I think.
Well, Steven Gerrard can take a free kick here right on the 18-yard line.
John, that was the other debate, was whether it was just inside the area or not. It's a very close call.
A lot of jostling there. Oh, Stephen Finnan! Oh, chance to make it 2-0.
Oh, was it ever? He just got himself free at the back post. It's almost though Stevie Gerrard picked him out. No Manchester United player anywhere near him.
That's poor marking, isn't it?
That's poor marking, it's poor finishing.
So, the chance goes for Finnan, who's only ever scored 1 goal in Liverpool colours. Now Van Nistelrooy in the centre. That's who he's trying to find. And Rooney gets a touch again and again. Really battling for it here, Wayne Rooney. Looks at the referee, appeals, nothing given. Giggs finds Neville. This is Fletcher. Rooney again. Van Nistelrooy's offside. It won't be his first goal at Anfield.
I actually think Rooney had a case for a foul on him by Hoopier on the edge of the penalty area. I just wondered whether the referee was trying to play advantage.
Yes, there was there. I think it's here, isn't it? There,
is,
yeah.
Watch.
He battled away well, didn't he? Went down eventually. That's what he was looking for it. There was a smile on Rooney's face when he discussed it with Hoopier. That's offside, Van Nistelrooy. So there's a long way to go here. All hesitation there, and Crouch just about got in behind Vidic. It's a goal kick. I think the Serbian international was quite sure where the goalkeeper was, Mark.
No, he had a quick look as well. I think he thought he was closer than he was, and in the end Van der Sar takes a half step backwards, just allows Crouch to try and nick the ball away.
Oh, now then, is there an outlet? There is, and it's Gary Neville, and there are 3 streaming up for Manchester United here. Sahar first, Van Nistelrooy, and what on earth happened there? It looked like... Oh, Van Nistelrooy looked favourite to me on that cross, Mark Lawrenson.
Yeah, he did. It was an excellent break. It's a lovely cross from Gary Neville as well. Sahar makes a run across as well. Steve Finnan in the end does really well, John, because he does exactly what you want him to do, and he doesn't panic in that situation.
Now then, Gerrard on the left. Finds Kewell. Crouch waiting, so is Garcia there. Oh, this is Luis Garcia. He's given a corner. I think he was right, Mark, too.
Yeah, and came off Wes Brown.
Crouch got a hand to it. Kewell! Oh! Caught a Manchester United foot and then ran to Giggs. And finally, Sissoko, and the injured player is Peter Crouch.
Well, this is another good chance for Liverpool, isn't it? He had all of the goal to aim at here. Got loads of time, Harry Kewell. Good first touch as well. There's no excuse. And it was definitely a shot. I think he just dragged his foot across it.
Sahar got up well. Van Nistelrooy's there overhead. It just caught a defender and went round for a corner. Now then, this is not over. Luis Garcia, only as far as Gary Neville. Harmon gets a foot in. Manchester United still queuing up in the penalty area. This is Ronaldo. Alan Smith now on to lend his presence to the attacking force as well. Vidic and Brown come forward again. Sissoko's back there, so is Harmon. That's Ronaldo. This is Van Nistelrooy. And it's Giggs. Oh, scorcher. Still didn't bring a save out of Rayner, but it was one of Manchester United's few well-struck efforts.
Yeah, just a challenge, the aerial challenge. Good ball in by Ronaldo. Just a lucky bounce, but it's a great strike by Giggs. Just a little bit too high.
Right foot as well.
I just still think there's a goal here somewhere.
Let's see. That's a free kick to Liverpool. So, Cisse can go and take his place at the point of the attack because Liverpool are waiting to take a free kick. The stewards are walking. And they've all sat down, the gentlemen in orange jackets, facing the crowd. Risa. Van Nistelrooy. Alan Smith's gone down injured, but Neville's long ball, and look where Rayner was. In fact, Alan Smith wants attention.
He's obviously got a real problem, John.
Yes, they're all getting very anxious here. They want medical help.
What he did was he threw himself in the path of the shot from John Arne Riise, and obviously he seriously damaged himself because straight away he laid down and put his hand up, went to the goalkeeper, get somebody on quickly.
This is what happened.
I hope it's just dislocated.
Always a sad sight to see a player leave the field on a stretcher. He came on in the 76th minute, Alan Smith. And he goes off in what is now stoppage time. That's exactly what Liverpool would have wanted there.
This will be delivered in the corners, I would suggest, and Liverpool will try and push up, keep Manchester United in their own half.
Kromkamp. That's it! Howard Webber's blown for time, and Liverpool have knocked Manchester United out of the FA Cup for the first time since 1921. Peter Crouch got the goal in the 19th minute. Alan Smith badly injured, we fear. The final score in the fifth round cup tie. As Anfield rocks now, Liverpool 1, Manchester United 0.
According to Sir Alex Ferguson, he's broken his leg, dislocated the ankle.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the recovery on that? What's the prognosis?
Well, it will be a long period for sure. At the moment, it's not important exactly to come with some details outside. What is important it is to make the right things and help him to recover as soon as possible.
In terms of history, I mean, do you enjoy the fact that you've perhaps changed a little bit of history today? Because it hasn't gone your way in the Cup against the old rivals.
I like to win, and after 85 years, it's better for us, better for the fans. But I like to win the trophy, not just one game.
It's always tight between us, the two sides, and it was a headed goal in the last minute last time that broke our heart. So hopefully, obviously pleasing this time. It was we were the right side of the 1-0.
Well, Sir Alex Ferguson was pretty unimpressed with Liverpool's approach. They can only play for 5 minutes and win the game. They pump the ball into the box, and with good set pieces, delivery, they keep you under pressure.
Yeah, I think that was a bit harsh, to be fair. I mean, it wasn't the best game in the world. There was a lot of pressure involved, and the media before the game, it was always going to be a scrappy affair, and that's how it proved to be. But he goes on about set pieces, and you have to defend set pieces, as simple as that. And on the day, Manchester United struggled with Rio Ferdinand out and Vidic only playing his fourth game, his fourth start. He struggled a little bit today, and we see first of all the first free kick. This is just before the goal. Great ball from Gerrard. As it comes in, Kuehl gets up and fantastic save. The ball gets flicked out for a corner. Great save from Van der Sar, and this is a resulting corner. They take a short one. As the ball comes in, Crouch just gets a lead on him. Heads a fantastic ball right in the corner. We ring him here at the bottom, marking tight. That's where he should be. Then Crouch just does a little run and he's flat-footed, and it's a fabulous header into the corner. But he wasn't on his own. I think we see here Gary Neville, nowhere near anybody, and not marking players. If you're going to mark players, you need to mark them. If you're zonal, that's different. You need to attack the ball. And here, Vidic again, just getting his feet in the Premiership. Bit of indecision with Sahar, and Crouch nearly nicked another one. And then towards the end, he started to show that the Premiership's a little bit quicker than he's used to. Luis Garcia going round him, and the Serb and Montenegro international had a tough day out there. And if you defend,
it takes a long time to adapt, though. Sometimes
it does.
Doesn't it?
It does. It's fourth start. He's got plenty of time ahead of him, but Rio Ferdinand was missed today.
Sometimes things happen which put results in context and in perspective, and it's a terrible injury to Alan Smith, and we wish him very well in his recovery from that.
It's dreadful.
And it was, you could tell by the reaction of the players straight away how bad it was.
It was, and it looks like Sir Alex Ferguson's saying it's a bad injury, and it's probably one of the worst he's seen, so maybe up to a year out, which is terrible.
We wish Alan Smith very well in his recovery. Now, as I'm sure you always get right in the pub quiz, Bolton against West Ham was the first ever cup final to be played at Wembley. This game at the Reebok was about two Premiership sides having very good seasons, trying to reach the last 8. Guy Mowbray's your commentator.
Two clubs with proud FA Cup pasts, two teams doing themselves proud in the present. Bolton, 9 games unbeaten, have Gary Speed and Radi Jaidi back in their starting lineup for the first time since the 2nd of January. And one further change to the side that began against Marseille midweek sees Hide Nakata recalled after a European suspension. This could be an historic day for the Hammers, as Alan Pardew's team chase what would be a club record 8th successive win. It's the same side that saw off Birmingham 3-0 on Monday as Anton Ferdinand comes of age. 21 today, his recent form has seen him linked with Barcelona and a possible England call. So Bolton and West Ham mix it for the 3rd time this season. Played 2-1-2 for Bolton. A win in the Premiership, a win in the League Cup, and now they clash for a place in the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. JJ Okocha looking for Kevin Davies, who worked to try and keep the ball in. Managed to do so, but not to any great Bolton benefit. Sam Allardyce has stressed to his players that the FA Cup is the one Bolton want this season. He said we've made great strides in recent years, now's the time to look at winning something. Ferdinand. Ashton pushing and pulling Radi Jaidi out of his way. Nolan just over the top. Helped on to Bolton's captain. Managed to get a boot to it before Anton Ferdinand. Etherington. Konchesky. Chance now maybe for West Ham. It's Harewood. Konchesky. It's blocked by Speed. It's Dean Ashton. Trying to turn it Benioun's way. Bolton almost in slow motion do clear it. At least for now. Scaloni. Jaskalainen thought about coming for that. Harewood's knocked it down. And Nakata helps it up to halfway, where Giannakopoulos collects and finds Kevin Davies. Giannakopoulos, Davies is there again for him. Looked like the wrong option. He had Nakata and Nolan to his left. Didn't manage to get to turn and see them. Konchesky playing his part in the West Ham surge forward. It was Gary Speed and Ben Haim who doubled up to make the blocks. Ben Haim's there, taking it away from Marlon Harewood, who's just starting to look a force in this game. Been very quiet thus far. Konchesky's throw. Konchesky's cross. Ashton. Paul Konchesky swinging in, an inviting ball for Dean Ashton, and he did get to it before the defender. It's the first half going to reach a crescendo. Davies. Gary Speed goes for it. How many times over his long career have we seen Gary Speed, well, covered in blood for one thing. He's never lacked in bravery. But we've seen him make those runs from deep and arrive in the box at just the right time. I think there he headed as much of Anton Ferdinand's head as he did the ball. Mullins. Dispossessed by Nolan. Nakata asked Giannakopoulos to get going, but he's not that quick. Gardner. Nakata. Wriggled through. It's Hide Nakata going for goal. It's blocked by Ferdinand, just behind Giannakopoulos. Now Davies. Closest we've come to a goal. In keeping with the game, it was a messy build-up. Davies just poking it in the general direction of the post, but just wide. Speed. Davies. Here's a Kocher. Nolan backpedaling. Managed to get it down, but not close enough to Gardner. Nakata. Gardner. Quick feet. Great work. And Giannakopoulos now onside to score. No, the flag has gone up. West Ham breathe again. Looked to me as though finally he got one right. He has. He's bang in line. It was a cool finish, but up went the flag to deny Bolton Wanderers. Benayoun. Ben Haim got himself in a tangle. Ashton. Tester for Jääskeläinen. Well, the goalkeeper either got lucky or was the coolest man in the ground. Etherington. Deflected. Ashton! Dean Ashton set the ball rolling. Wicked cross. Jääskeläinen happy to let it drift over. And then Matthew Etherington very nearly carved out the golden chance for Dean Ashton. It's a super ball and a bit of a sitter. Okocha. Space for Joey O'Brien. He's looking for Giannakopoulos. Sure, was he held back by Scaloni? Just not going for Bolton's Greek start. How much did Chris Foy see of that? He wants a word with Stelios Giannakopoulos first, guiding him clear of the assistant referee Rob Martin, who is not making himself popular with Stelios today. He's made the run. He was held by Scaloni. Tugged back by the shoulder, not enough to send him sprawling that theatrically, but there was contact. Might not have done himself any favours with the fall. Okocha. Managed to get rid of the ball despite Mullins being all over him. Davies. It's Kevin Davies! Well held, Shaka Hislop. Again, West Ham just allowed the shot. I guess from a safe sort of distance, really. I think you could pick a winner now. Not with any great conviction, anyway. Zamora. Amazing run. Here's Benayoun. Back comes Vaste. And that is superb defending from the Portuguese youngster. It's not really what he's on the field for. Okocha. Kocher. Speed. Nolan. Nakata. Kevin Nolan trying to see off Scaloni. Gabidon, the covering defender, to get it out. Kevin Nolan trying to work chance after chance for himself. Did everything but score here. Ricardo Vazte was sent on to try and get the winning goal for Bolton. That might turn out to be almost as important.
Stelios, not your day today, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing for us because we play well in a very difficult pitch. We had a good performance, first and second half. We scored a normal goal that was disallowed, wrong decision, and we have a claim for a penalty, normal penalty, again wrong decision.
Yeah, well, I had a little chuckle with Sam on the side because the penalty, he's hardly brushed him and he's, hit the floor. So I was unhappy with the dive and Sam thought it was a penalty.
I don't want Stelios to dive, but yet again, I can always point the other way and say when people are fouled in the box and stay on the feet, when they are definite penalties, unfortunately the referees don't seem to give those either.
Would it help you that it might be a replay when Bolton have 4 games in a week?
Well, that's, of course, a consideration for us. We knew if we got a draw here today that that it would be difficult for Bolton. There were so many games, and that's why we're highly delighted. We've got everybody fit. It'll be no problem for us.
Yes, if Bolton beat Marseille in the second leg in the UEFA Cup, they'll have 4 games in 7 days, sandwiching in the next European tie and the replay between 2 league games. So that was the last thing they needed today. Yes. The last thing they needed today.
They played well today. They completely dominated the game, to be fair, and I was really disappointed with West Ham. Normally you get the passing game. They didn't produce that today, and all credit to Bolton. They put them under a lot of pressure, as they normally do at the Reebok, hitting balls into the box and creating chances. And the main talking point, obviously, was the penalty, the offside goal that wasn't. Gardner does brilliant here, fabulous ball into the box, and Stelios touch and scores. I think he thinks he was offside. We see here as he reverses the ball, clearly onside. Scaloni in the bottom, playing him on.
He's done well because he's run across the line.
Yeah,
now, hasn't
it's a good run. The right back just a little bit slow in pushing up, and but it was disallowed. And here again, Scaloni, little tug on his shoulder, and as we saw before, goes to ground so easily. I think if he stays on his feet there, he might get that penalty because there was a definite tug, and Scaloni was lucky to get away with it. But I think Sam will be having a word with him about how quick he went to ground.
Interesting to hear the manager actually say, "Don't dive. You made it far too theatrical. That's why we didn't get a penalty."
He did, but he also said it was a definite penalty, so he was covering himself.
He made sure he got that one in first. Now let's have a look at some skill from an old-fashioned, old-style centre-half. Younger viewers won't know that Sam Allardyce used to play football. Used to be a centre-half for Bolton, amongst
this isn't
others.
the best, is it? I mean, comes to him, and he's under his foot. You can see he's a centre-half, and he's come out the box there, and he's let it go. And you've got to look around you. You've got to look at other managers. I think there's other managers in the Premiership, and here's one of them.
Here's Rafa.
Rafa, second division footballer in Spain.
Continental skill, you see. Soft touch.
To be fair, I think that's an easier ball to bring down. It wasn't quite as high, and he had a bit more time.
He kept his eye on it.
Just opened up his body though beautifully, didn't he?
Beautiful.
The right shape. OK, there's more live FA Cup action on Sunday as well. So 6:20 live from Villa Park, Aston Villa against Manchester City, plus highlights of the games from Chelsea, from Stoke, from Preston, and Tottenham against Wigan in the Premiership as well. And don't forget the FA Cup 6th round draw live on Monday at 1:25 on BBC Two. And finally to St James's Park, where in his final season trying to win something at Newcastle, Alan Shearer had to settle for a place in the dugout, a calf strain ruling him out of Glenn Roeder's starting lineup. Kieran Dyer was pushed further forward in his place for the game with Southampton. Graham Lasseau and Simon Brotherton, the commentators.
Kieran Dyer for Newcastle. Southampton backing off and backing off. He's got Elliott in support on the near side. This is Nzogbia. Madsen back trying to help out his defence. Away by Craney. Only as far as Emre. Shame Newcastle fans haven't been able to see more of him this season. Dogged by injury. Nzogbia. Oh, that's dangerous! Amiobi's nearly there. Solano! Stopped at the near post by Bialkowski. First really good opportunity of the afternoon.
Nzogbia here, and he's got space. The defender's standing off him. That's a wonderfully whipped-in ball. I tell you, if Alan Shearer had been in that position, he'd have scored. Amiobi just mistimed it slightly and missed the ball.
Southampton struggling to really get the ball into that final third of the field. Now it's Emre, always busy foraging away in midfield. Solano. Space for Ramic. Solano looks for Dyer, maybe by more luck than judgment. He finds Parker. Amiobi tries to stay onside, and he has. And again he tests Bialkowski, the goalkeeper.
Amiobi manages to stay onside, and I think as he strikes it, it comes off the post. Just hits the outside of the post.
Alan Shearer there, a frustrated figure standing on the sidelines, although I suppose from his point of view, better to rest a calf injury than to try and risk it, because if you've only got 3 or 4 months of your season left, you might lose all of it if you make it worse. Jones there, the only Southampton player within 30 or 40 yards of the ball. Support's arriving, he's away from Boumsong. Oh, but Bramble mops up really well there for Newcastle. Jones got away from Jean-Alain Boumsong, and it was Bramble who helped out his defensive colleague.
Well, Boumsong needs to take Bramble out for dinner after tonight's game, because he got him out of trouble there. Totally wasted sort of panic clearance by Boumsong.
Southampton still attacking, and it's Jones with the header. And that's the closest Southampton have come to breaching the Newcastle back line. And it's Kenwyne Jones, the Trinidad and Tobago international, with the header, the man who scored the goal that beat Leicester in the 4th round. They're defending so deeply here. Terrific ball from Nzogbia, and again Lundic Farm is the man to clear the danger for Southampton. And how pleased George Burley must be that Lundic Farm has managed to play today. Big man up from the back. Only half cleared. Boumsong gets his foot in there. Oh, and it's stopped. What a save! Bialkowski with the save, denying Shola Amiobi.
Yeah, this is a fantastic save. You see, it's another good delivery. The ball's headed back across the goal. Lundic Farm makes the first save, and then Bialkowski, what a great reflex save that is to get that over the bar.
Boumsong goes in. Oh, it's against the post. And somehow it's still 0-0.
See, again, it's all about the quality of the delivery. Bialkowski comes out, collides with Boumsong, and that hits the inside of the top of the post. And how that doesn't end up in the goal is a physics poser.
Elliott with the interception. Emre looks for Shola Amiobi. Clearance less than convincing by Osland. This looks promising for Newcastle. I think Amiobi got it caught between his feet for a moment there. No penalty, says the referee. What a ruck inside the penalty area that was. Early second half decision for the referee to make here. Was this a penalty, as Amiobi ran into the box, but Osland there clearly looked as though he got hold of the ball, and it would have been extremely harsh to give a penalty for that. And away comes Peter Madsen. He's got support from Nathan Dyer and from Jones on the far side. Oh, Jones has done well. It's off Elliott. Terrific effort there from Kenwyne Jones, and a little reminder to Newcastle United that they need to be on their toes, because although Southampton have rarely threatened, lack of concentration could cost them dear. Elliott. Interception by Dyer. This is Jones. Look at Dyer go on that far side. He's got an option of Madsen here to his left. This is the Dane. Oh, it's dangerous. Chance for Jones! What a save by Shea Gibbon.
Nathan Dyer making an option on the right. Madsen here gets the ball. Looks like he's going to shoot. Great first touch into Kenwyne Jones. Good take and a well-hit shot, but what a save by Shay Given.
George Burley, the only FA Cup winner involved here today, won it in 1978 with Ipswich Town. Roger Osborne's winning goal against Arsenal on that sunny day in May 78. Good running by Alexander Oslund, the Swede. Oh, and what a chance here for Madsen! Oh, and I think he just shaved the top of the crossbar. Well, the home crowd are sitting very uncomfortably on the edge of their seats here now. Well, George Burley looking frustrated there, but when he sees the bigger picture in recent matches, his newly patched up team of loanees and free signings are starting to have a little bit about them, which can give Southampton fans some hope for the rest of the season. But here come Newcastle, flag up against Kieran Dyer. It won't count. The flag went up well before he hit the shot. But Dyer was very nearly in the right place at the right time.
The flag went up well before he hit the shot, but it went up very, very late. I think that the linesman is trying to judge when the ball's been played. I think he gets it right, but he hesitates, and that's enough to get the crowd on his back.
And Zogbia is away from Osland. He's away from Craney. And there's a real chance here for Kieran Dyer. Newcastle have a foot in the quarter-final door. And what a return for Kieran Dyer. It's the first time he started since the end of August. And for the way he's played today, you cannot deny he deserves a goal.
You see the way in Zogbia just carves open Southampton, gets the ball to Dyer in a decent position, and once he's in that position in front of goal, there's nothing a defender can do other than bring him down. It's a comfortable finish past the goalkeeper.
And you wonder how different Newcastle's season might have been. And the management duo really enjoyed that. Alan Shearer knows that his FA Cup dream could still be alive. Newcastle heading into the quarter-finals for the 6th time in 9 years. Elliott. That one's come off Jermaine Wright. Oh, and the goalkeeper had a real problem there, Bialkowski. Well, it's the first time he struggled to hang on to the ball. And he looks as though he's got a problem with that left knee. And Southampton have used all 3 substitutes. That was an uncharacteristic error.
Completely taken his eye off the ball.
Very awkward fall as well there, Graham. Well, we hope it's not as serious as it looks for Bartosz Bialkowski, the goalkeeper of Southampton. The youngster's not been in England for more than a month, and he's made an excellent start to his career. But that was a very awkward fall. And now it's Dexter Blackstock who is the lucky man to don the gloves. Can they raise themselves one final effort? Well, the ball is exactly where they don't want it to be at the moment. And it's taken quickly, and Blackstock makes a terrific save. Well, they tried to catch him out there, but he's lightning quick, and a good job too.
It's always difficult coming here, but the second half I thought we defended with our lives. We kept a clean sheet, and in the second half I thought we were the better team.
We're delighted, happy dressing room again, like it has been the past few weeks, and you know, I think you know and everyone else knows what the cup competition, the FA Cup, means to our supporters. So we're very, very happy.
Have you played in goal before, ever, during your career?
Never played in goal, not once, first time ever.
And last?
Yeah, hopefully it won't be another crazy time like that.
Well, less Dexter Blackstock than Dexter Backstop, but we'll see him a little bit later. 2 of your teams have won.
Yeah, and what a big one for Newcastle. I mean, for Rodos, it's 3 on the spin now, and you wonder if the tide is starting to turn. They rode their luck a bit, because I think in the second half, Southampton showed a little bit, but the goal was the difference, and it was Kieran Dyer, you know, a man back from injury and plenty of troubles. And you know, he's got so much to his game and so much ability, and he was outstanding. It was fitting, I think, that he scored the goal. I thought that Zogbia, who makes the goal there, was brilliant all afternoon. but it's a good finish. It's 2 quick touches and cool. There was a question of offside. But see here, we just freeze it, and he's just about in line with Brennan on the near side here. And once it's played through, he's away. It's 2 quick touches here. 1, 2 to set himself, and he slides it in nice and cool. And you know, he's had his problems, injuries, of course the fight with Bowyer, and struggling to win over the fans, but I think that showed that he's
one of those again, they would say Amiobi wasn't active. That's why.
Yeah, Amiobi was
the linesman didn't flag,
but not in an active position.
Zogbia's got a great left foot, hasn't he?
He has, and I thought he was excellent. You know, he was providing a little bit of width and invention all afternoon.
Let's have a look at 3 goalkeepers then. Don't often say that, but 2 great saves and some athleticism from our friend Dexter at the end.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, they keep you in games, don't they, at vital times, and Given does it often. You know, the shot comes in, he's nice and big, he's strong. And of course, at that stage, it's 0-0. And here's Biakowski from Amiobi. Again, a good reflex save. And Blackstock comes on now. It's 1-0 at this stage, and you know they're still in it. And you know he's under pressure. This is straight away as he comes on. He's got to fight for this. It's a decent enough punch out. And again, here's his speed at the near post to scoop it out. It's unorthodox, but again, he kept his side in it right to the end at 1-0.
OK, the first and last time Dexter says he'll be in goal. Now, before we go, one final look at today's game at the Valley. If you're with us earlier, you may recall one lucky Brentford fan pictured in the dugout alongside Martin Allen. And while the Bees bowed out of the Cup, Rebecca Lowe was there to witness a memorable experience for one season ticket holder.
How about this for a golden ticket? Chris Swatton, Brentford fan and sales manager for a chocolate company, has spent since Friday morning with Martin Allen and his team as they prepared for the Charlton match. For coach Swatton, it was literally access all areas.
It's been an experience I shall never forget. It's been absolutely fantastic. It was lovely to meet the players. It was nice to sit on the bench and see, as I say, the game from a different perspective. It's just awe-inspiring.
Now, your role today included going out into the technical area. What did you say? We saw you go.
Yes, so I went out. I didn't have a lot to say because it was just shouting encouragement both to the fans and